I'll tell you. So, about a few days ago, I called the electrician. Now, I know him very, very well. Very well. So as you can see, in the shul, in the Beit Midrash, downstairs you see it needs electric. Upstairs is good. Basement, I told him, put on the side, we have the garage, I need electric there. And as you see over here, we have a trailer. So I told him, I said, listen, put me the electric in the trailer ASAP. I need it today. As I tell him, I need it today. So he tells me, okay, no problem. Comes in. I'm thinking in the trailer, there's electric. So a week passes by. Whatever. Days pass by. 2-3 days pass by. I open up the thing. I said, there's no electric. I called the guy. I said, you told me ASAP. Yeah, now there's that. I don't understand. What happened? Oh, you don't know. He says, you don't know. I saw that you needed electric in the first floor in the basement and also in the garage. So I said, I'll do the job in one shot, everything, and then I'll put the trailer. I said, I'm thinking in my mind, you fool. Why do I need electric in the trailer right away? Because there's sefarim. And if the sefarim get too cold, if it gets too cold out, if it gets freezing out, it gets ruined. The sefarim get ruined itself. It can get ruined. You know that? If it's very, very cold, the sefarim can get ruined and it becomes hard. You open up a sefer, it becomes hard, it becomes this, that. I was like, you're making cheshbonot. You're making calculations on my cheshbon. I told you trailer. You listen, trailer. What are you telling me? Oh, I saw the first one needs it. I saw the garage needs it. I saw this needs it. I didn't ask you to do that. I said, do one thing, this. And I got such a musad. Because a lot of times in life, people, when it comes to mitzvot and things, they're always cheshbonot. Oh, if I do this, and then if I do that, and if I do that, and if I do that. No cheshbonot. I'll give you the best cheshbon. Give you a personal example. Cheshbonot. What's a cheshbon? You have to do in life what HaKadosh Baruch Hu requires from you. And no other cheshbonot. You have to do what you have to be required to do, and no other cheshbonot. I'll give you an example. A guy comes to me. He's learning. It's a true story that happened. It's a true story. Listen to this. He has a cheshbon. He doesn't want to go to Israel for the year. True story. Listen to this. I said, what do you mean? All your friends are going. How come you're not going? He says, Rabbi, you have a Wednesday night class, very popular Wednesday night class, and I want to make it more popular. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stay here, I'm going to get all my boys, I'm going to be the leader to get more guys and more guys and more guys and more guys and more guys to the Wednesday night class. This is what he tells me. I say, that's the cheshbon? There's no cheshbonot in that situation. I'll be the guy growling up this, that. That's a cheshbon. You have to take care of yourself right this second. That's a wrong cheshbon. You make cheshbonot. Go to Israel. And I told him, if not, you're going to have a din v'cheshbon. That's what I told him. In Shamayim, they're going to get Haz v'shalom. I don't want to say. He listened to me. He's now a rabbi. He's on I'm not even joking. His Rosh Yeshiva called me up, telling me, I don't know who you produced. I don't know who you said. And now he's learning for maybe 5 to 7 years in Kolel, and he's one of the top guys in the entire Kolel. Imagine right now, he did cheshbon. What cheshbon? You have to do what you have to do in your life. There's cheshbonot, yes, but you have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you're required in life. And I'll give you another example. Talmud Torah kenei kulam. Learning Torah is the greatest mitzvah that anybody can ever endure. So what does the guy say? A guy tells me, Rabbi, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go be a businessman. You're learning well. He's in the Kolel. He wants to shut the book. So why do you want to shut the book? Why do you want to shut the Gemara? He says, because by me learning, it's only one person learning. But I'm going to go to work. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to take my money and I'm going to support the whole Kolel. I'm going to support 10 guys learning. Cheshbonot, what are you doing? You're making cheshbonot? Right now, what are you required to do? You're required, HaKadosh Baruch Hu requires you to sit and learn. That's what he wants you to do. So what's your cheshbonot? I want to be a businessman in order to support. You're making cheshbonot, million cheshbonot. You're making cheshbonot. You know, there was a story, one of the wildest story in history. In the past 200 years in Europe. Listen to this story. He's here? Listen to this story. They had the government officials, and they said, Either they put secular studies, what they want them to learn, and yeshiva learning, or they're closing down every single yeshiva. Listen to this. It's a true story. About 200 years ago, the biggest gedolim had to make this decision. There was yeshivas. The governments in Europe said that these yeshivas need to put secular studies. Other things that has nothing to do with evolution. I don't know what they're doing. Evolution, I don't know what it was. But they had to put the subjects in there. And all the rabbis got together. The biggest moyetzet, the biggest meetings of all the rabbis got together. And they had to decide, are we going to accept these this government, yes or no? What they said, yes or no. They had to make this decision. You know what they did? They sat there, they said no. If they have to close the yeshiva, let them close the yeshiva. We're not making Cheshbonot. It doesn't make sense. We can't make Cheshbonot to put evolution, all these different things in the yeshiva system. We're not doing it. And they didn't do it. And the government went ahead and shut down the yeshivot. It's a true story. They shut down all the yeshivot. And guess what happened? The rabbi said, no Cheshbonot. It doesn't make that. Guess what happened? From there, they started running places. And they started opening up the Mir Yeshiva. And they started opening up big yeshivot in different countries. And more yeshiva flourished even more. They didn't make Cheshbonot. There's no Cheshbonot. There's that. You do what you have to do in your life. Yeah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu says something. There's no Cheshbonot. Oh, but if I do this, and if I do that, and if I do that, if I do that. The guy has a seder at night to learn. So where are you? No, Rabbi, I was making a crazy deal. But you have a seder. There's no Cheshbonot. No, but if I didn't make the deal, I wouldn't make that money. Well, you think now you're going to get crazy beracha with that money because you missed what you have to do? Doesn't make sense. Shabbat, a guy tells me, I have to open up Shabbat. Sorry, the biggest day of my year, Xmas, whatever it is, I make $10,000 in one day profits, he tells me. So now he opens. It was only 1 hour after Shabbat. What do you think? You making Cheshbonot Shamayim? What are you making Cheshbonot Shamayim over here? There's no Cheshbonot. It's a true story. He tells me, only 1 hour only. Shabbat was starting 4. I know I came back at 5:30. But I had to. I said, why I had to? So I was busy like crazy. Make no Cheshbonot. And I have news for you. If you don't make Cheshbonot, what happens? HaKadosh Baruch Hu will send you such beracha that you didn't even fathom. There's a guy who passed away many years ago. His name is Mr. Walter Carey, alav shalom. I said this once, but it's an amazing story. It's an amazing story. It was Xmas, like right before, and he was very, very busy, and everybody was waiting. Let's go. He couldn't. It was Friday afternoon. He couldn't get the guys out. It was a toy. I don't know what he had. Toy store. He couldn't get the people out. Everybody was buying the lines. He called Moshe Feinstein at the time, and he asked him, "What should I do?" He says, "No, you can't. You have to make sure it's closed. There's no question about it." He didn't know what to do. No Cheshbonot. Imagine how busy his lines and lines and lines. Imagine you have a whole line out the door. It's no Cheshbonot. Okay, he got up. He said, "There's a fire in the store. Everybody out!" He sketched. They dropped everything. Everybody ran out of the store. He was able to close. He comes back, gets a ticket from the fire department that he false alarm, did this, that. That year, he said he made so much money that he was able to buy the building. Instead of renting it, he is able to buy that building. No Cheshbonot.